There's been a virus that's been spreading across the new generation. It's a type of sickness that makes you stay at home, lay in bed all day, and makes you feel depressed. It's called unemployment. Unemployment feels so common nowadays. If you're anywhere near my age, you're probably going to some sort of school or university, and the second you graduate, poof, you're automatically unemployed. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because for the longest time, you've been grinding your life out. Studying, getting your degree, it's kind of refreshing to lay back and chill for a bit. Especially if you're dependent under your parents, you don't have that responsibility to pay bills. So you get an actual period of being stress-free. Your day probably starts with waking up at noon, scrolling on TikTok for a couple hours, playing video games and watching movies until 2 a.m. And that's a productive day. It's nice. For the first 2 weeks. Like everyone else, I love me some free time. It's great to take a break and have some fun, but when this break is an everyday thing, it becomes a problem. It gets boring. Without enough money, there's only so much you can do before you have to resort to scrolling your phone for 6 hours a day. Then a weird shift starts happening. It felt like a summer break in the beginning, but as time goes by, the gut-wrenching feeling of what the fuck am I gonna do with my life starts to hit. You see people from your high school posting about their new successes, starting their own businesses, while you're still in your pajamas at 3 p.m. trying to figure out if cereal counts as lunch. That temporary feeling of relaxation turns to just a bad habit of laziness that you need to escape. It was cute, being a little iPad kid eating Doritos when you were like 7, but not when you're a grown-up. You have to plan your life moving forward. And you know what? Maybe it's time to do something productive and get yourself together. Maybe it's time to, I don't know how to say this, but get a job. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Did I scare you? Here, let me comfort you. With a job application, in 2025, the idea of being employed is more scary than being homeless. Someone could be complaining about being broke, not knowing what to do, and the simple solution is to get a job. But if you bring that up, they look at you like you just punched a baby. Then they go on this rant saying something along the lines of,
"No bro, you're in the Matrix. I'm not spending my precious time being a corporate slave."
and then they start sending videos like this to you.
9 to 5 job, 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 9 to 5 job. Everyone here is a 9 to 5er, guys.
I'm not sure what switch turned in our brains, because as a kid, talking about a job used to spark a light in us. We used to get asked what we wanted to be when we grew up, and it would usually be an astronaut, a YouTuber. A job seemed so fun. But as we got older, we slowly understood how the world worked. Yeah, it'll be cool to float around space in a rocket ship, but I gotta go through all these classes learning about astronomy and rocks? I just want to do backflips in zero gravity, man. This word went from sounding like an opportunity to sounding like suffering. Since, let's be honest, who actually wants to work? Sure, there's still a handful of cool jobs out there. For example, being a famous celebrity that's disgustingly rich for no reason. But most jobs are as dry as a Popeye's biscuit. Nobody's smiling in a cubicle while answering emails or getting yelled at by customers over soggy fries. But you gotta pay the bills somehow, right? And part of being an adult is doing things that you don't want to do. So you decide to try this applying for a job thing out. You finally wake up from your slumber, wash yourself off because you have to look presentable, of course, and oh no, the unemployment has really gotten to you, especially on your skin. But luckily, I got your back with today's sponsor, Teach Hanley. If you didn't know, skin is the largest organ in the human body, and many people have trouble taking care of their skin since it's complicated. They don't know where to start. But Teach Hanley's skincare systems are designed around routines, the same way you live your life, simple and uncomplicated. They require just a few minutes in the morning and before bed, so you can stay focused on what matters to you. Implementing a visibly effective skincare routine will start boosting your confidence in every aspect of your life. So you'll feel great about the way your skin feels and looks, whether you're starting a new job or meeting up on a first date. I recommend starting with the level 1 system, which comes with all the essentials. A daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer with SPF 20, and a PM moisturizer. And to make it super simple for guys like us, they provide us with this little cheat sheet in every box telling you when to use, how much to use, and in what order. Teach Hanley has all your skincare needs covered, but don't just take my word for it. Trust the millions of guys who use Teach Hanley with over 16,000 5-star reviews. And Teach Hanley thinks you'll agree, which is why they give you their handsome guarantee. Love it or get a full refund, no questions asked. And since Teach Hanley is our sponsor, they have an amazing deal for you. Save up to 40% on your first box today and a gift valued at $20. Plus, sign up as a member and get 20% off for life. Just click on the first link in the description or the pinned comment to get started. So, you finally freshened up and you started applying for jobs online. And that's when you realize, what's harder than working a job is getting one. There's a reason why so many people are unemployed right now. You thought you were the only one? I keep hearing about the job market nowadays and how we're cooked, but it's kind of confusing when there seems to be so many positions to apply to. I swear, 99% of these jobs saying that they're hiring are just gonna throw your resume in the trash, or it's a bait to steal your information, cause I never hear back from these jobs. I'm throwing my application into a void at this point. And if you read through these job requirements, a lot of what they're asking for is goofy. What do you mean entry-level position? But I need a minimum of 4 years of experience to qualify? How am I supposed to get experience when all jobs nowadays require experience? That's like wiping your ass before taking a shit. A bachelor's degree isn't enough anymore. You gotta pull off a crazy accomplishment like being the former president of the United States before they even consider you. And even then, they might still reject you. So after applying to hundreds of jobs and getting ghosted, rejected, and tweaking your resume to cater towards every job description, you finally landed an interview. And this is the part where you have to not let your intrusive thoughts win. The art of an interview is to self-glaze and bullshit your way through it.
So what made you apply for this job?
Cause I'm broke as shit, I need money, I'm down bad. Sorry. I was interested in this position as it aligned towards my future career and goals. I see this as a fantastic opportunity to grow professionally.
Okay. And what qualifications make you stand out from other candidates? In other words, why should we hire you?
Y'all should hire me since y'all put up a sign saying that you were hiring. The fuck? Stupid. I mean, I believe my previous job experience as an underwater ceramic technician makes me suited for the job. My skills can bring value into this company.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Ha! Hopefully not here. Congratulations, you're hired. All the effort paid off. I guess those late night study sessions and hours on Indeed weren't for nothing, cause you secured a full-time white-collar job. You get a coffee room, communal bathrooms with your coworkers, monthly pizza parties with off-brand soda. But even with all these benefits, something seems off. You're not satisfied. You get along with your coworkers, your boss is pretty nice, it has nothing to do with the people there, but the environment itself, it's pretty dull. And from my personal experience, I understand why people say that the 9-to-5 life sucks your soul away. Once I get off an 8-hour shift, my day is over, I just want to go to sleep and bed rot. The workload itself, it gets very repetitive and it doesn't encourage creativity. There's unfortunately some dead-end jobs too, where you can't climb up the corporate ladder. And you're trapped in this box, making the same wage for another 40 years or until you retire. Yeah, it's stable, but if you stay, you're saying bye-bye to your dream life. And a lot of us don't want to give up on that. We don't want to work under someone else. We want to be our own boss, having the freedom to do what we want. It's got you wondering why you decided to be employed in the first place. Yeah, maybe this job thing isn't for me. I'm better off catching up on Love Island or building up my parasocial relationship with my favorite content creator. The freedom you're asking for is unemployment. The only problem is, you gotta figure out how to make money while being unemployed. And that leads you to the final stage of unemployment, which is trying to make money from anything but a traditional job. This includes day trading, crypto, scamming, drug dealing, and OnlyFans. That's why you see a bunch of influencers trying to sell you the idea on how to get rich quick by buying their course for only $100 a month. And that's the cycle of unemployment. You're either in the first phase where you're too lazy to work, the second stage of unemployment where you're actively looking for a job but nobody's getting back to you, the third stage where you're actually employed but daydream about retiring and being unemployed, and the last stage, finally realizing that employment isn't in our nature. We were born unemployed. It's not natural to be working a job. Regardless, there's still pros and cons for having a job or being jobless. The most important thing is to build yourself up to get where you want to be. Because there's a difference between being an unemployed lazy bum and someone who's not working a traditional 9-to-5 to pursue their own business or passion. On the flip side, there's a difference from someone stuck in their boring 9-to-5 and someone who is climbing up the corporate ladder and getting promotions. Anyway, like and subscribe. Can you guys tell me how many times I said unemployment in this video? But yeah, see you next video. Peace.